before it's already 6 minutes past 2. Well done, Sangeeta, Nina, Praveen, and Karis for joining in today. So for the next 20 minutes, we're going to cover, I don't know if you had a chance to see my note in the group. For the first 10 minutes, we're going to review and share, more than review, share what you have managed to accomplish from the tasks of last week.
I'll go first.
0.
That's very keen, Sangeeta.
0, that's why it's easy.
And then in the second part, we're going to move forward. So it's the continuation of what we worked on last week. We're going to talk about how many posts, where, and how frequently. We've got Karis joining us again.
Talks cuisine.
Yes, I'm loving everyone's. Nina, you need to update yours.
Oh, okay.
Come on, get with the program.
Where do I have to go back? Is that before I come on? I have to do that on settings.
Yes, you can do it permanently from yours in your settings. I'll send you a link. I've created a blog on that.
Okay.
You see blog. That's a subject we'll cover very soon. So can I please start with? Can you please? You're welcome to share your updates from last week. Anyone wants to share?
I've actually been spending a lot of time on well, it's linked, I suppose, but not specifically your stuff, but getting my website off the ground. So Bruce has got. I didn't even realize I didn't know what it was because he just said, I've got this platform. Hey, Karis. You're on mute, Karis. So yeah, he's got a platform, and I didn't actually realize what the difference was between having a website on a platform and having a normal website. So I've actually, to be honest, I've just been spending time getting the website off the ground. So that's actually what I've done. So I'll invite you all in to take a look. So sorry, yeah, that's what I've been very much focused on. I've joined several groups, Facebook groups.
Well done.
One of them's over 2,000 people. That's Infinite Possibilities. It's an American group because I actually want to set up a Zoom Qigong class in America.
Yes.
So a friend of mine's invited me onto her group. I've not really dived into any of the conversations, but I'm finding I'm skimming them and starting to like certain things just to get involved.
Okay, let me interrupt you, Praveen. Sorry.
Yeah,
question number 1 that applies to everyone when you join groups is question number 1. Make sure that you've read the rules and regulation of the group. If the host in the admin of the group invites you, make sure you introduce yourself. Okay. This is the first thing you should do. Usually the admins of the group will invite you to introduce yourself. And when they do not skip on that opportunity and do it in a casual way. If you remember back one of our weekly group tasks, this is where I had mentioned, please prepare a template of few lines, a little intro of yourself, if you remember. So please make sure that's the first thing before anything, because not only people will get to see you're on spotlight. So a new member, hey, what do they do? And you can mention your company name. That's a great way to get people to look into what you do. So that's the first thing. Make sure you introduce yourself. If the admin doesn't prompt you to do so, if it's allowed in the groups and rules and regulations of the group, go ahead and do it yourself. Do it very casually. Always remember when you interact in those groups, in Facebook groups especially, it's slightly different in LinkedIn groups, where it's much more corporate and business like. In Facebook group, it's very casual. Think you're meeting someone at a coffee shop. So that sort of mindset. So that's the first thing. And the second thing, Praveen, that you mentioned, which is great, already you're going through Facebook group post, which is great. What you need to do is not only like, but you need to engage and write 1 or 2 lines. So liking or reacting to a post is simply not good enough. You need to engage. This is the main reason you are on those groups, is A, to connect, B, to engage. And the reason, if you remember in the previous weekly group task, the reason you're engaging is because other members of the group who agree with you or disagree with you will look into your profile. Again, it's another way for people to look into you and your business.
Yes.
So don't miss on that opportunity. So well done, Praveen. That's really good progress.
Thank you.
Nina, how have you been progressing?
Yeah, I've joined, I think it's about 4 groups now on Facebook.
Well done.
Thank you. But mainly so I'm the opposite to Praveen in that I've kind of kept local and London for now. I would like to expand, but I don't feel I don't feel ready to expand further yet.
Follow your intuition.
Yes.
That's something that I incorporated in hello, Caris, welcome back. Third time lucky.
You're here still.
Caris, you're looking very blank.
I think I've got 2 audiences. So one audience is even while online, to develop my local online audience. So when we do go back out, hoping they'll kind of come out as well with me to the live outside workshops. I don't know what we call it now. And then have another sort of more regular online business as well. So I see it as both, but one is kind of still thinking I want to kind of
there is not
oh blimey, here she goes again.
Are you on the drugs again, Caris? I told you to leave that stuff alone. You stop messing around.
She is. Probably we had this yesterday. Poor Caris couldn't get into the mindful meditation because she couldn't hear us, and then all we could hear from her was that.
Caris, have you been drinking?
So the group. So just quickly. So the groups I've joined. So I'm kind of one sort of group I've been looking at is the TW, which is where I live. Yeah, TW area. So TW families. TW mums as well I've been looking at, and TW entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs and business people. But at the moment I'm finding they're mainly buying and, it doesn't say buying and selling, but they do seem to be mainly buying and selling. So I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe that's not the right group for me.
Yes,
I mean,
the advantage of, it's good to have a mix, Nina. And again, going back to your strategy of having more local groups, in the view of probably inviting them to local events, that's really good. That would apply to both of you, Praveen and Sangeeta, joining some more local groups. In addition to more international, if you're planning on doing online sessions, and again, that applies to Sangeeta, Praveen, Caris as well, as when you're delivering your services online. So it's a very good strategy, Nina, to have both. And within the actual either international or more local Facebook groups, as you mentioned and as you noted, there are slightly different groups where some of them are more about selling and others are more about engaging, okay? So again, it's very good to have a mix of both. Why? Because in the selling one, it's more okay to go ahead and straight away sell your services, as opposed to the other ones where it's more about creating connections and engagement. So it's all good. Well done, everyone. Sangeeta, which groups are you part of? The Gaia Network.
I'm just pretending now that my sound isn't working.
Caris says, have a great meeting. Sorry, I can't attend. Oh, no, that's Christina. Caris is still with us.
Caris, are you still there? Say something, Caris.
Kevin, stop it.
Let's all wave at Caris.
So Sangeeta,
Oh, she didn't forget. She's back at me.
no.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
So my experience with Facebook groups, I have been on some groups for some time now. It is not as easy to keep that engagement because sometimes there isn't anything to engage with. Or even if I do go and comment and stuff, it hasn't brought me any business yet. And I think I should also maybe look at some new groups. I'll put that in my book now.
very good. That's a very good point, Sangeeta, that I would like to come back to. So please, 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 please remember, when you engage in groups, it's not about selling, it's about connecting. It's about being in people's minds. Because let's take an example, Sangeeta or Nina, Praveen, you've been engaging in conversation online. They already know what you are about. Sangeeta is all about art. Nina is all about mindfulness. Praveen is all about breathing, well-being, and movement. So people who have been seeing you on regular basis interacting in those groups already remember you by what you are. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to buy from you, but they might refer you to some other people. They might tag you for some things. So as in real life, it's not because imagine, Sangeeta, I'm not going to I might not buy some of your paintings, but I might recommend your services to someone else. You know, I've seen all your posts, I've seen all your beautiful work. I might recommend you to someone else. So straight away, your name and you are ingrained in people's minds. So that's what you're trying to do by engaging with people. I have created some really good relationships through social media engagement. For example, I have connected with 2 other group leaders thanks to my engagements, thanks to my consistency, and to the value that I have added to their group. They have then invited me for further collaboration and vice versa. There's an echo.
Yeah, there is. Yes.
She's not real. She's a robot.
So this is what you have to keep in mind when you interact in the groups.
Oh, it's you.
It's me. How come? I'm sorry about this. I'm not sure why. So are we good to move forward from here?
Yeah.
Yes. Before we do that, has anyone had a little look at Canva or Trello last week?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I kind of Trello, did you say?
Crello, C-R-E-L-L-O. It's on last week's template worksheet.
Okay, I tend to use Canva.
Yes.
But I don't use it as much because it takes time. And for my posts, I just feel like, I don't feel it's necessary.
So,
but if you're creating like an event or something, then I think Canva is good.
So,
Sangeeta,
you're familiar with Canva. Nina, yes?
Yeah, I've looked at Canva. I think I used it once a couple of years ago when I was at well, you were there probably at the Wellbeing Festival in Kempton Park, and I just did a very basic advert. So I think you used one of their backgrounds. So are you saying, are we using it on Facebook for like just a sort of pretty background?
So you can create all of your marketing material on Canva, from Facebook cover, from logos, from
oh yeah, I got my logo from there.
From A4 presentation sheets, from social media posts such as Instagram, Facebook. They have the actual right sizes. So let me just share. We've got 10 minutes to go together. Can I please ask you to, I've seen you writing down, make sure you write down any question. If we don't have time to address those questions now, you can message me later. Let me show you, as we're moving on with this week's task, I'm going to share, let me mute everyone for now, and let me share my screen. Okay. All right, so can everyone see this? Give me a thumb up. Nina, can you see this? Thank you. So what we are covering very quickly today, and I will share that with you, okay? You'll have time to read through in details. So last week we were talking about creating social media posts. Someone just joined us. Who is this? Oh, Caris. Let's try Caris. Fourth time lucky. Let me see. So going back to Canva, let me show you what you could have done, for example, last week, okay? Trying one more time, Carrie says. Okay. Okay, so as you can see here on Canva, on my screen, those are all the marketing material that I have created with Canva. And as I mentioned last week, I have the paid version, but you can go for the free version. It limits a little bit what you can do in terms of pictures, but it's a really good way to start. So all of those things I have created with Canva. And what I wanted you to try out to do last week was already start thinking, what sort of content can I share? And if you remember, we had social media posts, entertainment, educational. What else was there? Anyone? I can't remember exact engagement. So there was a whole list of different, it was here actually, week 5. So let me give you an example of posts that you could have created. I'm just looking for my post. Okay. So okay. So here I have created what I call, what is called engagement post that you can share on social media such as Facebook, Twitter, or the social media platforms where your audience is most likely to be. And I believe most of you use Facebook. So this one is a very simple one. And as you can see, it doesn't take me much time. I'm going back to what you were saying, Sangeeta. So you can use one template that you can create or pick from the templates, and straight away you're going to create, if you can see here at the top, page 1, page 2. So you're going to make slight changes and have enough, maybe have 4 different ones for the whole month. So one, you would share 1 a week, for example. You could start with that. So for example, these are engagement posts that I have created for the Gaia network. And if you have a look on, this is Instagram Instagram account for the Gaia Network, and you will see here that I have scattered, I have planned those engagement posts. Can you see them? Give me a thumb up. So you can see them coming back, and they're different. So those are engagement posts. And you can do exactly the same with other posts. It could be inspirational quotes. It could be educational. My CCJM consulting strategy, marketing strategy, is slightly different from the Gaia Network, because I'm adding much more educational posts where I share tips, business tips. So it's slightly different strategy for everyone. Yes, Praveen?
Oh, this is so this is Instagram. This is not Canva or anything like that.
So a very good question, Praveen. So this is absolutely, this is Instagram, but I wanted to show you the general picture, because each post is one day, and the same applies to Facebook. I just wanted to show you from the creation to what is going to look like on a monthly or on a couple of months. This is what I was trying to show you.
That's really good, but did you create it on Instagram?
No. So going back to...
Oh, you created it on this and then took it to Instagram.
Yes. Okay. So, and I will share how in a minute. Praveen, you're always one step ahead.
I know. Oh, I thought it was behind. That's one step.
One step ahead with the questions.
Okay.
Nina, you had a question? Do you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, I just want to quickly ask. So, a post you put on Instagram, do you often copy and paste it onto Facebook as well, or vice versa?
Yes.
Or do you always have to think of different things for each?
Yes. So I use an automation tool which is covered in what I'm going to share with you. So there's different ways to so number one, you create your design on Canva. Number two, you're going to share it. Okay, you're going to share it either manually, or you're going to use an automation tool that will allow you to schedule the time, the day, the time, and where, which platform. It could be on Facebook, okay. It could be on Instagram, or it could be on all. And how you're going to decide this is, where is your audience? So I believe that most of you are all on Facebook, and most of your audience is on Facebook, but you could possibly, Sangeeta is very much on Instagram. So it really depends where your audience is. This is where you're going to share your voice and your marketing. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. So this is why last week we covered the creation and the design of social media posts with Canva or Trello, for example. And I wanted to show you how actually it can be done very productively by simply changing few little things. I'll show you another example of a post that you can create that I have created. Let's see. Okay. So you can create a sequence of different posts that you're going to share one week, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, on the same sort of theme, okay? So here, for example, in a similar way, I've created a countdown to an event. And this is very useful for you all when you have classes or master classes. So this is something you can create on Canva as well. So for example, here I created a countdown for the Gaia Network event, 6 days to go, 5 days to go, 4 days to go. And you can make slight little changes to the actual design as I have done, let me show you. You could change this picture down here, and you could change, you could make slight little changes, but still keep the same theme of the post. So for example, I will add a photo. If you see on the left hand side, photo here, I would search women together, for example. And this is how simple Canva is. You adjust it. So there it is. I have created a sequence. It won't take you more than an hour at the beginning, and much less as you get practicing with it and using it. So once you have created those designs, you can, let me show you, download at the top right, download here, click on download, and you're going to, you don't want the video, you want a high quality image, okay? And here you're going to select which one of the whole sequence do you want to download and then share somewhere. So do you want the whole sequence, or do you want only the one for next week, for example? So let's say I just want the one for next week. So I'm going to tick which one it is. Remember, the page numbers are at the top here, okay? So I will say, yes, I just want this one. Or you might want all of them and you click all, okay? So let me download one just to show you how it works the full way. So you'll click here, download, preparing your design. So it's going to download one of my posts, and it's here at the bottom, if you see in your bottom left, and it's going to open. My computer is a bit slow, but it's coming up. Here we go. So this is my picture that I have designed, and now you can save it in your computer, and you can go and share it manually to start with on whichever platform you wish. Does it make sense so far? Yes. So yep. This is how you can use Canva, okay? So now let me show you, I know we're running a little bit over, but I want to show you what document I'm going to share this week with you, if I find it. And it's going to explain the whole, process. If you want to write down any questions you have as I'm talking, okay. Okay, and again, this document that I'm sharing with you today has been fully created on Canva. Okay, so you can create as well things like this on Canva for free. Okay, it just requires a little bit of time and patience. Okay, so let me run through that. Make sure you take some, write down some questions if you have any. So we were talking about moving forward. Once you know how to design social media posts, we know there's different type of social media posts that you can create and design with the software tools. Now we need a strategy. We need a social media strategy. And it's all going to be about connecting, engage, and creating leads. So here I have given you an example out of many of things of how you can actually plan your social media posts. So the one that I showed you earlier, which is a countdown for an event of yours, is under the category of your brands. So your events, your brands, okay? So it's going to be in, if you see Tuesday, it would be upcoming events, for example. It would be an event that you're sharing, but you're not always going to share about what events you have coming up. You can share much more than that. You can share, here I have shared 3 different types of engagements you can create with those social media posts. Connection. So are you on more than one platform with your business? Are you just on Facebook, or would you like to invite them on another platform that you use? For example, in your case, Sangeeta, it could be Instagram. So you could share. You don't have to post one a day. Remember, this is just an example, but it's very important. The reason I share this one with you is to show you that you need to have a plan. You need to structure everything. It shouldn't be everything everywhere at any time. So you need to create a schedule. It could be 1 post a week to start with, and that's absolutely fine, or 2, okay? But you need to have a routine. People like routine. People like to know what is coming up, what you're going to be sharing about. So it could be, for example, Praveen, it could be on Mondays, on Mondays lunchtime, you're going to share a tip on, I don't know, give me an example, Praveen, meditation related.
Well, I'll tell you what I came up with in the last class was just where you can do some of the breathing techniques whilst you're doing your chores, you're having lunch. I think I was using the example when someone's at the cooker and they've got to stay in front of the saucepan, they can
so this is great. And Nina, you mentioned that as well in your mindfulness class yesterday. I remember with the post-its that you put around the house. So so it could be Praveen, it could be every Monday lunchtime, you're going to share a social media post on Facebook, on your Facebook page, about how to incorporate mindfulness or breathing into your daily life. So this would be one theme.
Right.
And every week you share a new tip on that theme.
Gotcha.
So 1 week it could be
clothing would be another one.
Yes, absolutely. Incorporating your mindfulness or breathing in daily life. So that could be an example. But here I've shared some other ones. You could engage your audience. For example, let's say every Wednesdays at 5 p.m. you're going to engage your audience, your followers, by asking them one question relating to your industry, to what you do. So Nina, for example, it could be every Wednesday at 5, you're going to ask everyone, on week one, you're going to ask them, did you manage to incorporate your breathing exercises at the beginning of the week? It could be a question.
Yeah. Okay. Also mindful. Also, you know, we talked about pausing and smelling the flowers. So I could say,
yes.
What do you do? How did you pause this week?
How did you pause this week? On week 2, you could so remember, consistency and consistency is key, and this is why you need to schedule it and structure it. Week 2 could be Nina. So on that same theme, engaging a question, it could be where on Wednesday, same time, same day, it could be where did you practice your mindfulness this week? What location? In my case, sometimes I change rooms, and you could say, did it make a difference? So you want them to engage in the conversation.
Okay, yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, so not just make a comment, actually ask a question as well.
So that's one of the type of social media posts that you can create. And if I go back to my designs, if you remember, this is one of the posts where I create a sequence of questions in advance. So you don't have to, you spend an hour and create if you remember this one. So spend an hour and create a sequence of different questions where you're going to engage with your audience. And once a week, for example, to start with, you're going to share this question on your platform, on your Facebook page, for example. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes? Very good, very good. Okay, let me continue. Okay, so another one, another social media post that you could create and schedule. Remember, it's all about structure, consistency, regularity. Would be, do you have anything free you can share with your audience? So, Sangeeta, it could be you could invite them to one of your arts workshops. So you could schedule this every Friday. People are more relaxed on Fridays. Friday afternoon, why don't you join me tomorrow for Saturday online workshop? And you could schedule it in, or maybe midweek, although midweek people are still quite business and work orientated. Friday lunchtime onwards, people tend to relax and start to scroll on the internet. So Friday lunchtime onwards would probably be a good time to share weekend events. Even if it's last minute, people are very much lastminute.com. I know that with all the events that I have shared, don't worry, people show up or don't show up last minute.
Yeah.
So freebies, you know, have a think. What's freebies? It could be come and have a taster session. So again, you're going to create a post on Canva. And let me show you an example. So you could go to templates and Facebook. You see at the top left. Oh, my screen is playing. Top left, it says template. You go to Facebook post. Can we see?
Yeah.
You click on Facebook post. And here you have templates. You don't have to start from scratch. You can use already existing templates and you can customize them. Just bear in mind, if I go back to show you the overview of, I know that this is Instagram, but it's to show you an overview of social media posts. What you notice here is the consistency in branding. So you need to have in mind, if you already have a logo, you must make sure that the colors of your post reflect your brand. So bear that in mind. It doesn't have to be perfect at the beginning, okay? And I show you CCJM Consulting. You've noticed my brand color is all about gold and royal blue. So most of my posts have this as a branding color. So when you create, all that to say that when you create a post, you can change, let's say, I want to invite I want to, let's pick this one, use this template. And let's say it's for you, Sangeeta. You want to invite them to, so this is a social media post, that you could regularly create and share on Fridays. So join me for an art workshop. What do you call it, Sangeeta? Workshop? An online art workshop. Okay, here you'll put your details. You can change this as well. This Friday, okay? And you change the details as well here. What time is it, Sangeeta? 2 p.m.
Sangeeta.
Yeah, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Facebook or on Zoom, okay, for example. Okay, so I don't want to have to do this every week, but I want to create a theme, just like I did with the engagement. So what do? I go up here and I make copy page, okay? Ta-da!
Oh, nice.
Okay, so now I don't want to share the exact same post every week. So what do? I'm going to go on the second one. I'm going to delete the background. I'm going to add art workshop picture. And I'm going to position it at the back. And so I can move it slightly, for example. Okay, so that's for my week 2. Okay, and remember, create 4. You're here. It took me 5 minutes. Create them all in a go. I want to create another one. Okay, put position at the back. And I want to make a slight change of the background of this. Click on that color. I want to make it red because it's Sangeeta's brand color. Okay, nice. and white. So you create the 4th one. Copy, paste. That's it. You're going to change again. Position at the back. And here I'm going to change the fonts. I'm going to put them in black because I'm going to create this white background for a change. Okay, so here you go. I mean, look how amazing Canva is. I've created in 5 minutes 1, 2, 3, 4 different social media posts that I'm going to schedule to share at a specific day and time every week. So people are expecting it. Okay, make sense?
Nice.
Thank you. So now what you do, you go to the top, just a reminder, you go to the top of the page and you're going to, sorry, not this, you're going to download it. Okay, let me move this. You're going to download high quality image. Can you see? And here again, it gives you the choice. If you're at the beginning, you're going to share manually. If you're going to share manually your post that you have designed, I would say just download the one for the week, okay? Just select the one you need, okay? If you're going to use an automation tool, as I do, to schedule, then I would download all of them and schedule ahead. This week I want this to post, that week I want that one to post. I'll show you briefly how it looks. So this scheduler, if you can see here, tomorrow 9 o'clock we have a post ready to go out. It's going to go out to Facebook group, Instagram, different platforms, and etc. We have different posts coming out scheduled to go out. So this is another way, but you don't have to do it this way. You can do it manually as I have shown you. Where are we? We're here. No, we're here. Okay, I'm pretty pleased of those.
Nice.
Do you want them, Sangeeta? I'll give you a bargain price for this.
Have I got sound on?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So so once you downloaded, I couldn't see the bit where it says downloaded then done. Then where does it tell you where you can choose to put it onto Facebook, publish to Facebook?
No, I don't use this option here. And I think it's something new they've created.
So once you've downloaded,
so it's at the bottom. Can you see the bottom of my screen here?
Yeah.
Bottom left. It will download in your computer, in your laptop. This is the previous one that I've downloaded.
Oh, then I just copy and paste into Facebook.
You're going to, so this is saved in your computer, Nina. So
okay.
let me show you on Facebook. Let me go on Facebook.
Make it look so easy.
I know, she does.
Zooming around.
Everyone's saying 5 minutes. This will take me 5 days.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you can look back on the video, Nina, and you can slow down the video and go step by step.
Oh yeah,
that's a good idea.
So let me show you how I would do that. I would say, okay, let me go to my page. CCJM. So I'm not going to actually post it because I'm on the 24-hour social media blackout.
Oh yes.
So I would go to
So what was that about the blackout? Sorry,
it's to support oh, I've lost my words. It's in relation to all the racism happening and with what has happened recently in the US. So there's a 24-hour social media no post campaign going on. So I've joined the campaign midnight last night. So no post, no comments, nothing up till midnight tonight.
Oh, okay.
It's to show my support.
Okay.
And you can do this with social media. You can share your values through your actions on social media. So here to show you what you were asking, Nina, you would log on to your page and you go to write a post. And here you would click on photo. And this is where you're going to have to look for your picture, which is, it's been saved in my downloads.
Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So let me finish the process. So you have.
Guys, I'm going to have to head in a minute.
Yes, me too.
Oh, Julia, yes. Me too. I didn't realize the time. I've been so engrossed in it.
We've gone down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So you click on there. Okay, and you would add join me, blah blah blah, and you can also, if you want to, do this when you have some free time and schedule it manually. Schedule the one post. So if you wanted to, if you can do the scheduling manually as well. So that means one post scheduling. You just click on publishing tools. Or you can simply post it straight away, publish now. And then you by clicking post. Make sense?
Yes.
It's all going
Thank you.
in.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so
Thanks,
just to finish off, I know that everyone has to go. So I will share this document, which is the bigger picture of what we're currently doing step by step. So weekly social media engagement planner. This gives you an example of connections. So you could share about your Facebook group, where you are other than one platform, more than one platform, some engagement questions or freebies that you have to share. So you have to have a mix of everything. The best times to post. So have a read through that. I've shared that with you. When is a good time to post? Have a look here for the best engagements on Facebook and on Instagram, if you are on both. When to post, okay, again, in writing. How often? So Facebook and Twitter, Instagram have worked slightly differently, and you can follow this, okay? Remember, you can start with 1 a week or a couple of weeks. It's no problem at all. And that's it.
Thank you so much. That's really interesting. Yeah.
That's it for today. Let me stop sharing and see your lovely faces. You can unmute yourselves. Yes, I know I've whizzed through and it went well over the 30 minutes. We managed to squeeze in as much as possible. But what I would say is review the video, slow it down, and have a read through what I'm going to share, the document I'm going to share. Yes?
That's lovely. Thanks, Ariane. Thank you.
Thanks so much. That's
okay,
brilliant.
so now what you need to do for next week is I want you to create actually three different sequences.
Okay.
So remember how I showed you the countdown? That's one sequence of 4 different posts. I want you to create 3 different sequences. Sangeeta, for example, the one that I showed you, 4 posts about invitation is one sequence. The second one could be an engagement sequence of posts. Praveen, Nina, Sangeeta, you, as well. It could be what have you seen? It could be an example of an engagement question for you, Sangeeta. What have you seen today that you would love to draw? I often see things that, oh, I would love to draw that. You see, so engaging with your topic. And I need a third sequence. So third sequence could be your regular events. When are your, so Sangeeta, since you're already inviting people to your free events, it could be, for you, Sangeeta, it could be about your shop. A sequence about your shop. Okay? Yes? 3 sequences of 4 different posts.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Oh.
Ah!
And no, actually, funnily enough, it doesn't feel so scary with you. If I was doing this with anyone else, I would just go blank.
I find it helpful. I just let it wash over.
I feel like enthused that I'm going to do it. Yes.
Good. You can. It's easy. It's once you know how to go and replay the video slowly.
I find it very helpful. It just becomes more familiar for me week by week. It just like, yeah, that's more that's what I need, the familiarity. It's normal.
So, thank you, Praveen, for sharing, and Nina. It means that I'm doing something right here.
Well, definitely. Yeah, sorry, if I'm quiet and I don't say anything, it's because I'm just letting it absorb. It just goes in, and it definitely goes in. I remember everything. It's just, I seem to want, I don't know, other people are different. They'll listen and they'll get on with it. Me, it goes inwards very deep, and then it sits there, and then it just, one day it comes out, it's like, right, I'm just doing that.
And what I like about you joining me every week is that although you might not have managed to do week on week the task, you go back to it another week, and there is a progression. So
yes.
Well done. Sangeeta, anything you'd like to share about today?
So Canva, I normally use the app on the phone.
It's very difficult, Sangeeta. If you're going to create sequences, go onto a laptop or a desktop. I have Canva on my mobile for emergencies. For example, if I already had created a sequence and I realized that, and I had automated the scheduling, I realized that there was a mistake, a typo on my, then I quickly go back on my mobile. But I would not recommend you creating from scratch a sequence on your mobile.
I've got to go, guys. Thanks so much.
Bye, everyone.
Nice to see you all as well.
Bye.
Bye, Ariane. Bye. Bye, Sangeeta.
Bye.